Good morning, my Yarnie friends. I hope everybody is doing great today. I'm still a little scratchy, but I'm feeling 100% better. I feel alive. For a while there, all I wanted to do was just sleep. But I'm feeling great. I hope all of you are past all these winter colds and are feeling good. I was kind of chilly this morning. I took the dogs outside and I thought, oh, the sun is absolutely gorgeous. And then I looked at my phone and it said 63 degrees. And I was like, yes, spring is coming. That groundhog was wrong. And who are we to trust a groundhog to tell us that anyway? Got myself choked up. All right, I've got a whole table full and things sitting around me of things we're going to talk about today. So, yeah, I might get just a little bit chatty. Alrighty, so let's clinkety clink clink. What's everybody drinking today? I am having a nice big stout cup of my Aldi coffee. It is super good. But I poured the last of my sweet Irish sugar-free creamer in here. So I'm going to have to run to the store when we're done. Love my creamer. All right, so we got a lot of things to talk about today. We're going to announce the winner for the giveaway. I've got some new items that we made. I've got a new product that was sent to me. And we're also going to talk about some new yarn. So we have a lot to talk about. So buckle up, buttercups. It's going to be a bumpy ride. All righty, I'm going to move my cup so I don't knock over my luscious coffee. All right, now, before we get started, I want to do a shout out because y'all know I love to shout out other YouTubers and bloggers because I think that we're all a big community and I want you all to learn about these people because there's a lot of really cool people out there on YouTube doing things with crochet, yarn, and crafts. Okay, so this one, I was actually going to shout out another person this morning, but I noticed when I went in and checked it this morning that they hadn't posted in a month, and I thought, maybe I better find somebody else. So I was checking my list, and this person came up, and I went and looked at her YouTube again, and I was like, yeah, I like this lady. Okay, and so her name is Jenny, and it's her YouTube channel is called Granny Square Peg. I love that. She's just super fun and super original and normal and just real. And you know, that's one of the things that I look for when I look for other YouTubers to shout out to you all to go and take a look at. I want them to be real. None of this acting and, you know, mounds of makeup and perfect hair. Because, you know, sometimes I don't look perfect, you know. So, although I do have on this really cool clip today. Can you see my purple clip? My granddaughter Callie gave me that for my birthday. She gave me a set of 3 purple clips. They're so pretty. Anyway, the link for Granny Square Peg YouTube channel is down in the notes underneath this video. So you can go and find her. Or you can just put Granny Square Peg in your search when we're done here on YouTube and find her channel. It's a really cool channel. I like what she's doing, and she has lots of colorful yarns and things like that. So go give her a shout out and tell her I sent you, okay? All right, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the announcement of the winner of the February giveaway. I'm so excited I'm talking too fast. Okay, we'll start over. I'm going to announce the winner of the February giveaway. Can I have a drum roll, please? All right, let's click over to this other camera real quick so I can remind you what it is. This is the Cuddle Buddies. You all said this is what you wanted the February giveaway to be. And the kit includes stuffing and yarn and everything that you need, the pattern, in order to make the bears except a crochet hook. Okay? And I love these scarves they're wearing with the pom-poms. Isn't that adorable? All right, so you're going to get this kit. This is an Annie's kit, and this is the ones that, remember, I received some beautiful kits from Angela Wagner. She sent these to me free of charge and paid the shipping. So if you win or if you don't, thank Angela, because we have some more that we're going to be giving away through the year. Okay, and then you're also going to receive one of my Coffee and Crochet with the heart on the back, the yarn. It doesn't say with Sara because I just wanted it to say Coffee and Crochet on the front. It is a sturdy canvas zipper pouch. You can put your scissors and your crochet hooks and your stitch markers and all your fun stuff in there and throw that in your project bag. All right, back to the main screen, and the winner is, now, remember, never, ever, ever, and I can't stress this enough, ever, put your shipping address or your email address in any comment anywhere on the internet. The way you can contact me is to go down underneath this video. There is one that says website. You can click that and click that tab that says contact me, and that'll shoot me an email straight over. Or you can go to the Posh Pooch Designs Facebook page and send me a message. Okay? If you send me a message, I will need your shipping address, and if you want the tracking number, I will also need your email address. Okay? But once I get notice that you have received your box, then I delete that and I don't have it anymore. Okay? All right, ready? The winner of the Cuddle Buddies and the canvas bag. I was going to say dish bag. Why was I going to say that? I got too much on my brain today. All righty. The winner is Darla Colwell. And I did not see your name pop up in the beginning, but the winner is Darla, D-A-R-L-A, Colwell, C-O-L-W-E-L-L. If you know her, tell her to come watch the video. Congratulations, Darla. If I miss seeing your name on there, you are the winner. Shoot me an email or a message, and I'll get that right out. And I usually ship them out. If I hear from you in the next day or two, I usually ship them out on Friday because I like to get them out there. All right? All righty. So that was the first thing we have to talk about. Okay, let me move this out of the way because I'm going to be needing this other camera again. And these are super duper. Okay, so did any of you see the intro video I put out there on our Facebook page? I also stuck it on Instagram. Did you see what I was doing? Did you see these? So I was contacted by a company. It's called High Crochet, and they have crochet kits. Okay, I'm going to go over to this camera so you can see them closer. They sent me these three. Here's a bee. There we go. And see his nose? Here's the dinosaur. And then here is a chick. Okay, and what these are is the kits go anywhere from beginner to intermediate, and they have this little thing in the center. It's like an air bubble, and when you squeeze it, it makes the nose pooch out. And they're so you can take your frustration out on these, and not anybody else. Stress relievers. Okay, so let me tell you what it says. The kits are all on a beginner level to intermediate, so there's lots of choices in there, and there's lots of different items and things like that. I will put the link. It is underneath this video. If you just want to go and look at them, they are adorable. I'm going to tell you, adorable and easy, okay? And in the kit, they send you everything that you need. So I'm going to show you over here this one that they sent me. This is the dinosaur one. Okay. Sorry, it's noisy. There we go. So, let's pull everything out. There's the stuffing. There's the information for the pattern. All right. And you get a lot of yarn with this one because it has lots of colors. Okay. And then you also get the, it's in here. Let me show you. This is so funny. I should not have reshut this bag. But there we go. Let me pull the stuffing out because this is what it looks like. And when you put it inside and you squeeze it, it just cracks me up. And that's what goes on the inside. And then you put the stuffing around it, of course. They send you the crochet hook. This one's a 2mm. They even send you stitch markers and a little keychain so you can hang this up, use it on your backpack or keychain, okay? Anywhere you want to. They sent a glue stick, and that's because they have you glue on these little bumps on the back, but I probably would sew them on myself. And of course, they send you the needle that you need, and they give you absolutely everything except a pair of scissors. And I mean, who doesn't have a pair of scissors, okay? Everything, okay? And the kits run, like, depending on what they are. I think that one was $12.99. Oh, I should have written that down. But you can go to their website and look, and they're just so adorable. And they asked me which ones I wanted them to send me, because I'm going to be giving the bee and the chick away in April, I believe. I have that written down for that. And but I want them to be springy. That way you can get a chance. And see, the bee one is intermediate, okay? Where the dinosaur one is a beginner. And so they have all different levels. And it's really cool. And they send you this, okay? And this gives you the information where you can just go to their website and download the pattern for the one that you have. So it's just super easy, super cute. And so I told them I'd tell you all about them, okay? So the company is called Hi Crochet, okay? And I have the link underneath this video where you can go and find those. And they just have a ton of them, super cute. I think these would be great to give to people who are just learning how to crochet and to make something fun and a little bit silly. Because, you know, crochet can be so much fun. And sometimes we get a little bit too serious with making sure we make our stitches perfect and making sure that we do everything exactly right in our crochet. And we forget that crochet is fun. And I love that they send a little keychain so that you can hang it up. And see, there's some stitch markers in there too. Oh, and the little beads for the eyes, they're in there also. I didn't mention those. So, get you some, make them, and relieve your stress. Alrighty. Alright, so I'm going to move these. And what I want to talk to you about next is some Premier yarn that we have asked about forever, right? Let me pull this up on my iPad so I can show you this picture. I was super excited about this. I haven't put my order in yet. I'm going to do it this afternoon. Okay. Let's go back over here. They just released their Just Yarn in ombres, and there are 10 different colors, from blacks to purples to greens, teals, blues, this sort of cherry red, melon, and then a cranberry. Okay, and let me give you a little information on them. So I have this one here. This is a red heart, and it has 10 ounces. It's a medium weight acrylic yarn. All right, the ones from Premier are medium weight acrylic yarn. These at Walmart are $7.49 for 10 ounces. If you buy these from Yarnspiration off the website, they're $9.99. Okay. These have 10 colors. They're $6.99 for 9.8 ounces, which is almost 10 ounces. Okay, they're medium weight number 4. They have 10 different colors. And the thing is, if you use my affiliate link and go in and buy them, remember, on your first purchase from them, you get 10% off. Okay, and they have you buy, I think it's $75 worth, you get free shipping in America, and $100 in Canada. Okay, and so it's really worth it to go and check it out. I'm going to go there today when we're done. And I think, if you notice over here, I've got some of the red heart ones here. I've got blue and green, and I've got purple right there. It looks a little dark. And the black one there. And I think I'm going to get some in similar colors. And then we're going to do a comparison so that we can see exactly the difference between the red heart and the Just Yarn ombres. I'm so excited about this because let me put it back over here and let you look at it again. Okay? One of the things I love about Premier, and I know a lot of the other companies do it also, is they give you patterns for free that you can try out to see how it's going to look. And you can look at it, and it shows it knit, and it shows it in crochet. And I really, really love that. Now, if you feel the Red Heart Super Sayer, and I have some regular Just yarn over here, to me they feel exactly the same. Because I've had a lot of people asking me about this, and so I want to do a comparison. So when I'm going to order it today, and when I get it in, we're going to do a comparison video so that we can compare that to that. Now, there are other companies as well. I think Karen, I can't remember the name of their big one, has some ombres in also. I just love the Just yarn. And I'm super duper excited that Premier listened to all of us and made some ombre in the Just yarns. And so I just wanted to let you know about that. Go ahead underneath my video and go into that to my affiliate link, the Premier affiliate link, and look at it yourself and see those beautiful colors. Especially that cranberry one. It is gorgeous. And I've not seen yes, I did. I did see a cranberry in the Red Heart. I haven't seen it lately, I guess. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know about that because we're going to do a comparison video just as soon as I get some of those in. And I hope they'll send them quickly. They're usually really good about it. It's the one company that I usually get it within 2 weeks. Anytime I've ever ordered from any other company, it's like 3.5, 4 weeks. And I'm like, where's my yarn? So yes, the 1 pounder. You're right. Karen has the 1 pounder that comes in the ombre as well. And I love ombre yarn. It is like one of my favorite colorways that they do, or I should say color styles. And I love it in all the different ones that they do. And they've come out with some different ones recently as well with the Red Heart. So anyway, yeah, I used the cranberry one on my, I think it's called the Briar Rose shawl that I did a few years back. So yeah, they do. But anyway, use my affiliate link underneath this video. Go in there and take a look at them. You're going to be so happy. They're $6.99 for almost 10 ounces. They're medium weight, number 4 acrylic yarns. And so that's cheaper than buying them from Walmart or from the affiliate or Yarn Inspirations. Because remember, Yarn Inspirations bought Red Heart a few years ago. So anyway, I wanted to tell you about that, and then we'll get back to it when I get some of them in. Okay? Alrighty, let me move my iPad out of the way. Okay, let's talk about what we did this week at Posh Pooch Designs. Now, the first thing that we did was our Friday Fun Day, and we made these adorable mug rugs. I just love them. And if you don't want to do an embroidered 4-leaf clover on there, you don't have to. You can always use a button because there's plenty of room for your mug, unless you have like a super big beer stein or something. But also, one of the things that you can do with this is make it in whatever colors that you want, because we form the 4-leaf clover by using the Lazy Daisy stitch. And you could always add more petals that's exactly the same and do it in different colors and get rid of your yarn stash. And I did these in cotton, of course. And remember, we've talked about cotton a lot. Cotton is absorbent. It works great for coasters when your cups or glasses are going to sweat. But if all you want to do is use them for a decoration or just protect your surface from getting scratched up, you can make these in wool or in acrylic if you want to. It's just a preference. I really like making coasters in both, depending on what I'm going to do with it. I mean, this would even make really good bunting. Make a bunch of these in different shades of green. Maybe use rainbow around the edge for that pot of gold. you know, the rainbow at the pot of gold, and hang them up around if you do a St. Patrick's Day celebration. I realize not everybody is Irish. I always say on Cinco de Mayo, we're all Mexican, and on St. Patrick's Day, we're all Irish. You know, I celebrate everything. That's what I say. Any excuse to have fun and celebrate, right? That's one thing that we did on Friday, fun day. The other thing we did was yesterday, for our Scrap Happy project for this month, was our backpack. I called it a knapsack because to me it's more of a knapsack than a backpack. A backpack usually has extra pockets on the front and back and stuff. But this is a super easy way to use up your cotton yarns. Okay, now let's talk about it a little bit. The questions I've received is, can I make it wider? You can. All you have to do is add extra chains when you begin, because it's not an intricate pattern. Just keep track of how many you added so that you can add it to your width. Because it's actually, once you get past the single crochet rows at the bottom, to make it sturdy, we alternate single crochet and double crochet all the way up the bag. And we even do that on the flap. Okay? So you could make it wider. To make it longer, just add more of the repeats of the single crochet and double crochets so that it's longer. Same thing with the flap. You don't want the flap this long? Don't do as many repeats. You want the flap longer? Do more repeats. And then do your trim with your button loop. It's super easy to adjust. And then, of course, if you made your bag longer, you're going to need longer straps. And so just chain more before you do your straps. The key to getting it the size you want is to measure as you go. And I love this. I wanted to do it using up all of my cotton yarns because cotton is really sturdy. And that's why I used this book. This is a book I showed you a few months ago. I think I bought this at one of those discount stores. I can't remember the name of it. But it's actually written by Deidre. I don't know how you say her last name, but she is a very avid crocheter and has a lot of really good patterns out there. But I just wanted to show you, it's so sturdy, you could even put books inside it and use it for your crochet projects. And here, I'll put it on the other camera so you can see. See, it's in here, it's held up good. I always carry mine this way, but it was requested that I put a loop, so we did. But you could use it for a baby backpack, a child's toddler backpack. You could use it for library books. You could use it even for going to the market and you don't want to carry it, so you can put it on your back. I mean, it has lots of wonderful, fun uses. In this, I used a lot of Peaches and Cream cotton, but I also used a lot of other yarns. This, if you can see that, there's a sparkle yarn in here mixed in that's pink, and that's an I Love This yarn. I've got a lot of Just Cotton in here from Premier, and I also have some different ones up here. Peaches and Cream, Sugar and Cream. The thing about it is, as long as it's 100% cotton, you can mix and match your brands because it's going to wash up the same. But you don't want to mix and match your fibers, because if you use acrylic along with cotton in this, you know, mixing it up, it's not going to wash good. And even if it just gets wet, it's not going to form good. You can do this all in acrylics because you do it holding 2 strands of yarn together. 2 strands of medium weight number 4 yarn together. So you could do it all in acrylics. You could do it all in wool. Just don't mix your fibers or it's going to end up looking wonky. And one thing to keep in mind is this. Just because it says it's a medium weight number 4 doesn't always mean it's exactly. Remember, we've talked about this. Sometimes a medium weight number 4 is a 4.5. And sometimes a 5 is a 4.5, you know. So there's wiggle room in there for those yarn, what we call yarn weights. Okay? And so that's why I say use 2 strands of medium weight cotton, or 2 strands of medium weight wool, or 2 strands of medium weight acrylic or whatever you want to use. Whatever you've got in your yarn stash will work. Just make sure you stick with the same fiber for the entire project, okay? Because I tell you, I have mixed them. When I first started doing crochet, I loved making, because I was young. I was like 12, 13, and maybe I think some of the first ones I did, I was like 10. But I had people at my church that knew I liked to crochet, and they would find it at garage sales or on sale or whatever, and they would give it to me, and I loved it. But I didn't know you could mix your fibers. And so I would make scarves or hats or things as I was learning, and then I'd wash them, and I'm like, that looks wonky, and you're holding it up and it goes like this, or all crooked, and, So, don't mix your fibers if at all possible. Now, one thing to remember, that some cotton will have a little bit of acrylic in it, and that's usually okay. It's not the best, but it will work, okay? So, my thinking is this. I work really hard on all the crochet things that I make. I want them to be as perfect as they can be, especially if I'm going to give them away. And so that's why I don't just throw my stuff in the laundry. I've told you all this over and over again. If I'm washing cotton, depending on how much of it I do, I'll put a little bit of white distilled vinegar in the rinse cycle. It will help it hold its colors and not bleed. Like if you've got dark blues or dark reds or dark greens, they won't bleed into each other. If you put a little bit of that white vinegar, must be white distilled vinegar. It takes very little. It's cheap. It's like $2 for a big old bottle. Okay. Once it goes through the wash, you will not smell the vinegar in it. It dissipates. Okay, so don't worry about that. But I don't usually, unless they're towels, I don't usually put them in the dryer. If I just have a few items, like 5 or 6 washcloths or something, I'll just set it on top of the dryer flat. And sometimes I'll lay a regular towel down and spread it out so that it has its shape. And then I'll just run the dryer load. And the heat from the dryer will come up through and help it to dry. And I usually leave it over there overnight. By morning, it's dry. Okay? Because I am going to do everything I can to keep that item that I worked really hard to make in the best possible shape. And I always, when I give something away, I almost always try to tell the person how to wash it. Because there's nothing sadder, I'm telling you, than making a beautiful shawl or a beautiful blanket for someone, or a magnificent baby blanket. You love that person so much, you want to give them a beautiful baby blanket for their baby, and they throw it in the wash because you didn't tell them how to take care of it. And I've done this. I forgot to tell someone. And they come back and they're like, I'm so sorry. It came all apart and I don't know what to do. And I've remade them a blanket because... and if you can give them the label off the yarn you use that has the instructions on there, it has the garment label instructions. When you look at it, let me see if I can find on that square. It tells you how to wash the yarn once you've made their item. It will change everything. And if they don't know what it means, tell them to Google it. Because they all have different symbols. They're garment district symbols. And they use them on yarn because we make garments out of them. Okay? Alrighty. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, it's not even 11 yet. I'm getting it all in. But the other thing I want to talk to you about is we did our This and That video last Wednesday. And I really, really appreciated so many of your answers. I love that you feel comfortable giving your opinion on there. And I know it's just about yarn and crochet, but it's amazing how much we can learn from other people. Okay? And just by reading all of your answers and the things that are important to you, it means a lot to me, because when I can learn from you and you can learn from me, then we can have a lot more fun with our crochet patterns. And our question this week was this: to weave or not to weave? And the reason I asked it that way is because for years and years, and as long as I can remember since I first started crocheting, people would say, never use knots. Don't use knots in your crochet or your needle point or your knit. Well, you know what? So every now and then we might need to use a knot, And I showed you some techniques about what I do when I weave in a couple of different ways. And I was really surprised by some of the messages that I got that said they really didn't know how to weave in. They just sort of did it. Okay, and I do try on a lot of my videos to show you how I weave in some of the different things that I do. And if you don't really know how to weave in and don't really understand why you shouldn't use knots, go ahead and watch last week's video, because it is quite fun, and it also gives you a little demo about it. Well, what happened is that video came out of the video that we did before, talking about color changes. And I wasn't going to do that video, but I went ahead because I wanted to answer some of those questions, why those questions were still fresh. And most of the time when I'm doing videos, everything's done way in advance. I mean, I'm already working on Father's Day and Mother's Day patterns. I'm also working on some other things for Easter. And so I try to do things in advance. But when it comes to this particular thing that we're doing, the this and that questions, crochet questions, yarn questions, I'm trying really hard to keep it up to date with what's going on right now, with the questions that are being asked right now. And it is really interesting because some of the same questions do get asked over and over again. And so I want to try to answer those, because the truth of the matter is, I've always said, the more you practice, the more confident you'll feel when you do your crochet. And I still learn things all the time. I never ever, call myself an experienced crocheter. I've been crocheting since I can 10 or 12. I can't even remember when I first started learning. It seemed like I always had yarn in my hand doing something with it, And so that doesn't mean I'm an expert because I've been doing it a long time. It just means I've been doing it a long time. I've had people will message me and say, "You're doing that wrong. I've been crocheting for 50 years and I've never seen that before." And that doesn't mean I'm doing it wrong. It just means I'm doing it different, And so I do old school. I learned from library books years and years. And back when the library still had the drawers you pull out and you pull the cards out and you go and find that book. I can't remember what those are called. So I lived at the library when I was in elementary and even in high school. I loved the library. I always read lots of books, and I just loved it. And so we don't need to be perfect. We want to be as perfect as we can be, especially if we're given it as a gift in our art, our yarn art, our crochet. But we don't have to be perfect. We just have to do the best that we can. And the truth of the matter is, whether it's perfect or not, the person that you give it to, either they understand the work that went into it and appreciate it, or they think it's beautiful and appreciate it, or they don't. And there's nothing that we can do about that. We just need to do the very best that we can. Now, the other thing about knots is there are several techniques that you can do. One's called the Russian join, or there's another name for that. I can't remember. But there are ways that I like to, especially when I'm doing a project like this, where we're adding a lot of yarn together. And when you're holding two strands, your ends aren't always going to end the same. And so I use that Russian join. And you can also find the links to all this. If you go to the This and That playlist, you can go through there and find all kinds of things that will help you. Because the This and That playlist is basically what I would say yarn questions or crochet questions that we can help each other out with. And don't just watch the video, read the comments underneath, because those will help you as well. Because I'm not the only one that's been crocheting for my whole life, So, and I've always learned to sew at a young age. I made all my kids' clothes when they were little, and mine too. I mean, I've always done needlepoint and cross stitch and plastic canvas. I knit, everything. But I always loved crochet the most. And that's why it's Sara Sach Crochet Designs, not crafts. And I love adding beads and sequins and different things, pom-poms and tassels. My grandmother always called them tussles. And so, yeah, and all that stuff. It makes it fun. And that's what I want us to do, is have a good time and have fun learning to crochet. And I'm going to call it learning to crochet because everybody's at a different place in their crochet journey, like I say. And just because you've been crocheting as long as I have or longer doesn't mean you've learned everything, because there's always new techniques and new yarns out there for us to have a great time. All right, so I think that's all I got for you. I'm going to look through my notes one more time. Don't forget to go see Granny Square Peg on her YouTube channel because I really like her. I just really found her to be really real. And that's the way I feel about people on their YouTube channels. Also, congratulations, Darla. Email me or send me a message. And then don't forget to hit that Premier affiliate link underneath and go and look at the new yarns. They've got new ombre yarns. They've got some new brights. And there was another one that we talked about last week that's new. So there's lots of new yarns out there. And remember, if you spend $75, it's free shipping. And I can't remember that I've ever bought yarn from anywhere that I haven't at least spent $75. Okay, but I can write it off for my business. So don't think I'm rich. I'm not. Okay. All righty. All right. So I think that's everything. And on that note, I want you to have a fantastic yarn-alicious week. And don't forget to crochet every day.